Okay, so now we start our sauce. Alright, what we're gonna do, we got our saucepan. Alright, we're gonna turn this up to high. Alright, the oil that we used, which was olive oil for the braciola, we're gonna take that, what's left in the pan, and we're gonna pour it in here. Okay, because this has all that flavor and the meat juices from the braciola sirloin. Alright, I'm gonna put that all in there. Alright, I'm still gonna save that because we want the rest of what's in there to go into the sauce as well. Alright, now once this starts heating up, the first thing you want to do is put your onions in. The reason you put your onions in first, because these take the longest to brown. As far as, you know, your garlic, and some people put celery, other things. I don't. Alright, so you get your onions started to a golden brown. Alright. Wait a couple minutes for that, and make sure you get all the rest of your stuff together. The spices close by. On your fresh basil, you want to kind of crush it up and take the stems out, or the heart, you know, the veins from the leaves. Alright, you want to take them out. Believe me, you can put the whole thing in there whole if you want, but I don't want to do that. Not saying anybody else can't. You should. Alright, now, as soon as the onions are nice and golden brown, which there they are, you want to lower this a little bit. Lower it to around 300. You take your garlic, you put that in. Your garlic you want to get nice and golden brown, a little bit more than golden brown if you can. The more brown the garlic is, the better the flavor. You don't want it black because then you have to throw it away. I generally don't. A few of them may get very dark, may look like they're black. But if it all turns black, forget about it. Start all over again. Try not to do that when you're using the juices from your meat though, because chances are you won't have enough left over in the pan like I left in there to do it over again. Okay? Alright, so you got that down to 300. Alright, garlic is beautiful. Now what you're going to do, you're going to take your oregano, throw it in there. Take your basil, throw it in there. Mix those up. That heat and the oil releases the flavor and the spices so much better. Take your black pepper, throw it in there. Don't throw your salt in there yet, because what you want to do with your salt is put it in last, a little bit at a time, until you get the desired taste that you want. Alright, once you get that done, you take the tomatoes that you crushed, or just barely crushed, from the can, and put them in there. Alright? Then, take a can of tomato sauce. Put that in there. One of the most important ingredients in a good sauce is wine. There's about a cup of wine there. You drink about half of that before you do it. Oh, that's good Chianti. And you take the rest, dump it in there. Now, take this can here, put about a half cup of water in it. Distilled water or filtered water, preferably. You put half of it in. Don't put all of it in yet. Unless you want a very thin sauce, it's up to you. Alright, mix that all together. Okay. Now, the rest of that water, what you do is put it in here, swish it around. Try to get all the rest of those tomatoes that are stuck to the side of the thing there, and you pour it in here. Okay. Done with that. All right. Then you use that little bit of tomatoes and water to scrape up the fried meat left over at the bottom of your pan from your braciola. You want to try to get as much of that browning as possible into that sauce, because boy, it really adds great flavor to a sauce. It really does. So try to get as much of it as you can. Okay. And really nothing goes to waste. You don't have to throw out the oil, because you use the oil again to brown your spices, and meat's already browned. Alright, now got a beautiful roux here. Alright, now look at this. All that stuff from the braciola goes right in there. Okay? All the delicious meat flavor, browned meat flavor is going in there. Alright, get it all in there, every bit of it that you can. The more the merrier, the better your sauce. Okay, and that's that. Alright, set that there, mix that up again. Alright, now you take some salt, a little bit at a time. Alright, do about, I start out with about a teaspoon, if that's even a teaspoon. Dump it in there. Alright, and you do this, you mix it around, and you taste it. And you say, oh my God, that's delicious. I want more. Okay? But you can't have any more right now. Because now, the main ingredient, as far as braciola, goes into the sauce, which is the braciola. Alright? These came out so nice and brown. They're beautifully brown. Alright? There you go. Take the rest of that meat juice. You put that in there too. Don't let that go to waste. And you leave this on 300 for about maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. And then what you're going to do, you're going to drop it to about 250. And cook the sauce for at least 3 hours. 3 hours. A lot of people make sauce real quick. Alright? Which is not a good idea, because it doesn't really give the spices enough time to leach out into the and the sauce, the tomatoes don't mellow when you're cooking sauce in a short period of time. You want at least 3 hours to get the right consistency, flavor, and texture, and just the all-around smoothness of your tomato sauce. You cook it too quick, it's going to be a little harsh. So there you go. Enjoy.